Hello crafters and welcome back to the This Calls for Confetti YouTube channel. My name is Deepa from Designs by D, and today I'm so happy you can join me, and hopefully you can like and subscribe because this video is packed full of crafty fun. So today we're creating this beautiful window trifold card, and it's made using the May release products, which are some gorgeous Arch window birthday products. And I absolutely love this ephemera set. It's the Under the Lanterns one. We've got the Diamond Trellis embossing folder, which is completely new. This is the first embossing folder, and there will be more coming in the future. We have the Shutter Transom die set, and then the Windowscapes one die and stencil. And then we've also got these two other older sets, which all pretty much coordinate with that arched window theme that we have going on. So first things first, we're going to take this craft cardstock and attach it to a normal A2 size white side folding card base. I'm going to attach the arch die, which is the second largest, counting in from the outside of the dies. And I have cut that out using my die cutting machine. It cuts through both layers at once, so you might have to run it through a couple times. Then we're going to go ahead and cut another panel from white cardstock. I have the sizes written in the top corner here. And then I'm going to score it at 4 1/4 inches. This is going to allow me to attach this on the right side to create the trifold of this card. So now I'm just going to put it in place. I'm not attaching it yet, and I'm going to trace out that arch that we had cut out from the front panel there on the card base. Now I've got that lattice, the arched lattice circles die there. I have a pink one that's already cut out from before. That's the one that I'm going to end up using. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with that second panel. So I went ahead and I used the same arch die to cut out both layers, the craft cardstock and the white, and then I embossed it using the Diamond Trellis embossing folder. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut out the Shutter and Transom using the die. And then I've also got the Windowscapes one die, which I cut out using some darker green cardstock. So I'm basically keeping the same color scheme that we have on the ephemera in order to keep the colorway going on this card. So I've gone ahead and I've attached that arch window that was cut from the brown cardstock onto the front side of the card, and now I'm attaching that Windowscapes one die frame. Then I am going to add the shutters. Now you'll notice that there is like a little lip on either side of the longer the longer rectangular shutters, so you can attach those on either side of the frame. And then for these little triangle pizza sized pieces that go on the top here, be sure to kind of place them and make sure you got them in the right spot, because the two in the center are a little different than the two on the outer edges of that pie, if you would call it. I guess it's the transom, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to attach these to that frame. Now, in order to make this frame look better after we've attached the shutter pieces and the transom, what we're going to do is cut out another one of those Windowscapes one die frame from the same darker green cardstock, and then we'll attach it over top to just give it a nice clean look and allow for those shutters to kind of fold in and out without anything coming off of your card. So here I'm actually folding back the shutter before I attach the frame on top, and I'll do that on both sides here to make sure that we have this functional interactive portion of this card going. This way we kind of can open up the shutters and then see the second layer of this trifold card. Now we can go ahead and attach the right panel to the trifold. I have taken that little flap and I folded it down. I've added some strong double-sided adhesive, and then I'm going to go ahead and just attach this to my card base here so we get that final trifold going on. Now, do make sure when you attach this that that little flap goes to the back of the card so that you don't really see that when you look at the card as the recipient. And then the next step is to add that lattice circles arch frame here. Now I did have this extra from a last project, but you can cut whatever color you like. I thought that this pink worked well. It kind of went with the light peach that's in the ephemera. So you'll notice that this doesn't fit exactly. So what I did was I tried to match the curve at the top of the arch and have it centered in the arch frame that we have there. I put that on first, and then I put on the craft arch that we had cut and embossed. That way you see that like the circled lattice through, and you have no idea that the arch was a little bit different. So that arch is not actually made to work with these arches in terms of the size, but it does work based on what I've done here. So you can always make these things work for you. Now I did kind of fold back that right flap and then kind of outline where the arch is. I probably should have done that before I attached the lattice, but this is just to ensure that I'm placing the arch ephemera from the Under the Lantern set here in the exact right place, so that when I fold over, you can see that it's right underneath the arched window, so everything lines up perfectly. And that's basically how that's going to look. So as I mentioned, I cut out 2 more of the Windowscapes 1 die and attached that frame on either side of the front panel with the darker green. And then I also did it with the lighter pink on the right side of that panel of this trifold card where the lattice circles section is, in order just to give it like a nice clean finish so that you're not seeing any extra glue and stuff, and it looks professional, right? So moving on from there, next thing I have to do is do my sentiment. So I do have these older sentiments that I did use in my last video. I stamped them out, and I will link all of the products to use in this video in the description down below if you wanted to find those. I'm just deciding which one to use here. I'm going to go ahead and put that aside for a second and work on the sentiment for the front of my card. So I've got just a white piece of cardstock here, and I'm using this other set here, which is actually got more spring sentiments, but it does have this one sentiment that's a little bit more generic that says, "May your date be as special as you are," which I thought, it's perfect for a birthday card. So I'm actually going to cut out a few of these, and I'll decide which one is most appropriate for the card. I always like to have a choice, so I do kind of foil more than one at a time, and then I'll keep the extras aside in like a little container so I can use them on a different project. Or if you don't have another container and you don't want to keep things separate, you could just put it in the back of your packaging there so that you have it for next time, just like I did with the arched lattice circles set, so that I could use that on this card. So I've gone ahead and foiled this with some gold foil, and you can see I got a little bit of over foiling on the hello, but that can be corrected with a eraser. So I'm just going to erase any of the extra foil there, and then I'll go ahead and cut out these sentiments based on what I'm going to use. So the bottom sentiment there is, "May your home be filled with, may hope and happiness fill your home," this, and then you're supposed to add the spring. But I thought, actually, let's just stick with the other sentiment and stick with the whole birthday theme so that I can use those other sentiments that I stamped out from the last card. So I just took the "May this day be as special as you," and I'm only going to attach this on the right shutter so that we can still open and close the shutter. So, and do be careful because we have a bit overhanging. It is going to kind of fold the edge just a little bit. So try your best not to open the right side fully, but the left side you can totally open up. Next, we have those other sentiments. So I'm going to grab one of these sentiments from here, and I love this because I can just kind of cut these strips apart and use these sentiments on multiple cards. I always love sets where you can get more bang for your buck, and this just gives me so many sentiments, and I only stamped that out once, which is just a lot more efficient, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and just cut off the overhanging bits here, and it's the perfect size. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. It says "Sending hugs and birthday wishes," which is absolutely perfect. And now you can see how this card kind of comes together. So I did add that sentiment towards the bottom so that you don't see it through those layers of windows. And now I'm just going to add some bling to this. So I've got some pink glitter confetti, and I'm just going to add this all around the front. So because this is a trifold card, the front of the card is not that, I would say, it looks kind of plain, right? But the magic in this card is opening those shutters up and then opening the trifold, seeing that circle lattice and that beautiful ephemera behind it, and then opening the card fully to see it fully open is absolutely gorgeous. And I really like the little pops of the pink with the glitter confetti here. I think that looks cool. So you can see you open up the shutters, then you can open up the next layer of it. I think I just kind of misplaced one of the confetti bits here. So you can open up the shutters, we'll do this again, and then you can open up the entire thing, I mean like halfway, and then the full trifold, which has like the maximum effect, I think. So I think this is just a fun way to use these Windowscape coordinating products to create a fun trifold. I hope that it's something that you might give a try yourself. As I mentioned before, all the products used here are linked down in the description down below, so be sure to check out the store, and don't forget to like and subscribe so we can see you here again next time. Have a great day, and I'll see you then. Bye!